about the real issue in regards to Ramadan that I have. Okay? Alright, now, we kind of term this, you might kind of find it a little bit funny, but... Oh, no. Oh, you don't want the Quran in the book? It's only a book, brother. Huh? But no, out of respect for you, I'll put it in. It's only a book. It's paper, ink, nothing. We kind of term this phrase KFC. Ramadan relates to KFC. You know why? Because there's a lot of killing, there's a lot of fasting, there's a lot of cursing.
Killing in Ramadan?
Yeah, there's a lot of killing, a lot of fasting, a lot of cursing. But I'm gonna come to each point.
I don't know what the killing was. That's a big point.
Yeah. Fasting, yes. Can you ask the question?
Ramadan, Muslims are actually
No, I didn't say fasting, I said feasting.
Feasting, yeah.
Killing,
feasting and cursing.
Fasting and cursing.
Oh, where's the killing?
Sorry, feasting and cursing. Killing, feasting and cursing.
Yeah.
No fasting, right?
Let me tell you.
I don't know what the killing is. That's mad.
Can I make my point first and then you respond to it? Alright. So, in regards to killing, if you look at the statistics today, and I'm going to read you some of them, the killing rises, or there's a lot of killing during this so-called holy month. Right?
Where, please?
Holy month, which you call Ramadan. First of all, Muslims... Hold on, brother, one person.
Well, I've seen the opposite, you know?
I haven't finished my point. Let me finish my point.
No problem, bro.
And then you can respond. Or let him respond. Let him respond, and then, you know.
Go. Right. No cameras, please.
So, for example, let me give you some statistics. In terms of killing, because I just want you to understand why do we say these things, and do we have good reason or good ground to say it? So,
impossible.
Ramadan. If you look at statistics, in 2017, we have during Ramadan, 161 terror attacks.
Okay.
1,483 dead. 1,557 wounded. Yeah. 2016.
I'm joking, bro.
You have you have 2,419 Islamic attacks in 59 countries. Okay. In Ramadan, you have 2,162 people were killed, and then you have, if I'm getting this correct, 2,730 injured. Okay. And then, again in 2015, it continues. Let me get you the right sources for this. Because
it's going back.
Hold on one second. Let me just give you a correct. Let me give you a correct. Right, here's what it says. Okay, so sorry, 2016, you have 262 attacks.
Brother, where?
1,954 dead. Go look this up for yourself.
I don't know. You got to look this up, brother. You know how it is. Okay. If you say something, explain.
No. I just don't know when he's going to let me speak.
Can you stop?
Nobody's numbers are
you got to wait for me to make my point. Then you respond.
Okay, make your point first.
So,
but promise you
right. So,
absolutely not.
So you got 2,000. Hold on. So this is 2016. Okay, you have again. Ramadan 262 attacks, 1,954 dead, 2,088 wounded. Okay. Then in 2015, you have an Islamic. You have 2015 Islamic attacks, 53 countries, 27,631 people were killed, 26,169 injured, 318 attacks in Ramadan, 2,946 dead, and 3,884 wounded. Now, these are the statistics that you can just go on the internet and you can just look up, research for yourself. Now, obviously, I'm going to let you go away and take time to look at that for yourself, research that. But the point being is, during Ramadan, would you agree that if it's a so-called holy month, would killing be legitimate? No, killing's not legitimate.
Now, as a Muslim, so, okay, even when an aggressor comes to fight you when you're fasting, you tell him I'm fasting, I can't fight you. That's an Islamic rule for a fasting person. And at the same time, right. Listen. So you're saying the people that are doing these attacks are misguided people. They don't follow Islam correctly. They're called Khawarij. Yep. Now listen, I want you to read this loudly. Listen, this is a scholar called Sheikh Rabi'. He's a scholar, one of the major scholars for the Muslims. Now I want you to read this loud so the camera can hear.
No, the Khawarij, brother, make your point and I'll listen to what you say, and then I'll respond to it.
The Khawarij are the ones doing these attacks and they're misguided. Now, can you read this loud for the camera to hear?
You read it and then I'll respond to what you've read.
Okay, the Khawarij kill the people whilst they are in prayer. They seek out carefully the time for prayer so that they can kill the people in their masajid. Listen, They go into mosques and look at prayer timings. Then they go in and they kill the Muslims while they're praying. These are the same people who pose as Muslims and go around killing people. Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. Can I? Have you ever heard of the Battle of Badr? The Battle of Badr. Let me read you a little bit about it. Okay, so this is from a Muslim website. It's called Muslim Inc. Check it out when you get. It's speaking about Muslims' battles during Ramadan. Now,
no, us Muslims, we don't take our religion from the internet. It's not reliable.
Well, no.
Because there have been Jews who have made Muslim sites and put false information on it. No, but you're going to quote me the internet. I can't move with that.
Brother. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm saying, go away, research for yourself, look at the Battle of Badr. Yeah, the Battle of Badr. Okay, and I'm going to read you some of it because I don't want you to take my word for it. I'm saying go research for yourself because you made a claim that I made a claim, sorry, and I've said that during Ramadan or during the feasting, there's a lot of battles. There's a lot of killing. Numerous people get killed. Okay, these are killed by Muslims. Numerous people are dead. Numerous people are injured. Now these Muslims, they're only following who? They're following the example of their prophet. And I'm saying if you look at these battles that took place during Ramadan, which is supposed to be a holy month, which in actual fact it's not a holy month. It's not a holy month. Do you believe it's a holy month? Yes. Well, according to the Islamic calendar, it's not a holy month. You have 6 or 7 holy months. Ramadan doesn't fall upon this. This is why these Muslims take it upon themselves to go and kill numerous people. Now let me just give you just a little extra again. You go and research yourself. Don't take my word for it.
The Prophet Muhammad prohibited murder.
On the 17th of Ramadan, 2 years after Hijrah, Allah established the truth of Islam through the epic battle between the polytheists of Quraysh and Muslims. 300 odd Muslims, this is during Ramadan, 300 odd Muslims through the strength of faith and help from heaven defeated a well-equipped army of Mecca that was 3 times their size. Many chiefs of Quraysh were slain, and the battle proved a decisive victory in the favor of Muslims. It also sent strong indications about whose side Allah was. And it goes on and on. And look, there's many. There's another battle, Wadi al-Qura, where he speaks about, this is during Ramadan. Fath Makkah, which is during Ramadan. So all these battles, all these killings, all these slayings go on during Ramadan. Now what Muslims have, they have a misconception that Ramadan is a holy month. It's not a holy month. This is why these killings take place. Let me tell you what the months that are holy. The months that are holy is the first month, Muharram, the 7th month, Rajab, the 11th month, Dhul Quda, the 12th month, Dhul Hijjah. Now, I don't know where you got the concept that it's a holy month, but it's actually not a holy month. And that's why you find, just innocent people being blown up and innocent people being run over and people being killed and slaughtered because these Muslims understand that Allah has granted us, according to the Quran as well, if you look into the Quran, Allah has granted you the allowance to go and kill. I've just read it to you. No. But let me read. Yeah, go on. How would you respond to that?
No, because the Prophet Muhammad himself is the messenger of Allah. We believe he's the messenger of Allah, and he prohibited murder without a valid reason. You understand what I'm saying? So these attacks, those people that got killed, never went and killed Muslims first. You understand what I'm saying? So they never went in retaliation to kill them. And it wasn't on the battlefield. So that's not Islamic. That's not Islamic.
You don't understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying to you is that you're saying that during this time of fasting, okay, during this fast, you're meant to stay, live a certain life of piety, abstain from certain things, food, water, so on and so forth. And I'm saying to you, during Ramadan, during the month of Ramadan, the killings sprees, they go up. And we have statistics to show that. The question is, why did these Muslims, if it's so-called a holy month, why are they killing? And according to the Quran, let me read you Surah. Surah 2, 217 says, they ask you concerning fighting in sacred months, which is the 1st, the 7th, 11th, and 12th month of the Islamic calendar, not during Ramadan. Okay, say fighting therein is great transgression. All right. But a greater transgression with Allah is to prevent mankind from following the way of Allah, to disbelieve Him, to prevent access to Masjid, which is, I think he's talking about the mosque in there, yeah? and to drive out its inhabitants. And al-fitna is worse than killing. And they will never cease fighting you until they turn you back from your religion, which is Islamic monotheism. They're saying that the opposition is not going to stop fighting. So you, okay? Now it says, and whosoever of you turns back from his religion and dies as a disbeliever, then his deeds will be lost in this life and hereafter, and they will be dwellers of the fire. They will abide therein forever. So it's saying these particular months, okay? He's saying that you're going to be fought, okay? In these particular months, they're called holy months. You cannot fight back. However, on regular months, which Ramadan falls under, okay, you can fight.
It's 1 month. It's 1 month.
It's 1 month, exactly. And that month is not a holy month. It says here, it gives you the different months. Muharram, Rajab, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. These are holy months. Not Ramadan is the name of the month. It's not a holy month. And that's why you have so much killing. And so that's why we say, that's why when you look around, you look at the news, and you open the tabloids, you find a lot of killing, particularly and it's killing of unbelievers.
No, they are doing it on their own accord. Those killing is their desire to kill, but the Quran doesn't say that.
No. You know the people.
We'll come to that in a minute, because obviously that's a different subject. Why do Muslims kill, or why do Muslims do mass suicide bombing and things like that? That's a different question. What we're talking about is Ramadan. And we're saying, why do they kill? Why are Muslims killing in Ramadan? And we see that the statistics, again, I'll say it, go and look it up for yourself, the statistics go higher. And I've read you from 2017, 2015, 2016 and 2017, where you find numerous deaths, numerous injuries, and numerous attacks.
Where? Can I ask you a question? But do you know that, listen, but do you know that in every society we have varieties of people? Do you believe in that one?
Brother, listen.
Will you answer my question? I said, do you believe that in every society we have varieties of people?
I promise you, if you stand here for a minute, be patient.
I'm a Muslim.
If you assume some patience, okay, I will come to you, I promise you. Just because I drew this guy to the side and was having a discussion, but I promise you, if you wait for a minute, I'm going to come address you. I will address you, don't walk off. So, the question I'm so the reason, so you understand why we say this. Now, for example, let me give you,
I want to tell you about the people that are doing this.
Yes.
Okay, the people that are doing this.
Please wait.
We call them Khawarij. Now, in Islam, we have scholars.
It doesn't say here.
In Islam, we have scholars. And they're the ones who are the head of teaching the religion. It's just like a priest for you. We have scholars. Now, the scholars, they debate whether these people are Muslim or not. Some scholars say they are. Some scholars say they're not. Some scholars are in doubt whether they're Muslim or not, because they go around killing Muslims as well, not just non-believers. But they kill more Muslims than they kill non-believers. You understand what I'm saying? But because they resemble the Muslims in appearance, in name, in you understand? They resemble the Muslims. Saying, so they say Muslims attacking. You understand what I'm saying? But Islam in itself actually prohibits killing. It prohibits murder.
You're not addressing what I'm saying. Okay, you said it's this Qawari tribe, okay, that's doing the killings. But if you look at the statistics, a lot of the killings done by Sunni Muslims. Now I'm not sure if you're Sunni.
No, but the media does call them Sunni Muslims. The media does call them Sunni Muslims. But they're not.
The point I'm making is this. You just kind of underline what I'm saying. The Quran allows hold on just a minute. The Quran does not allow killing on the holy months, which I just read to you in Surah 2.
Doesn't allow killing.
Hold on. It says it here, but you shouldn't even retaliate, you shouldn't even fight. It says it here, when they're coming against you, they come to take your mosque.
No, you can. No, it's permissible.
Brother, I've just read it to you. You're not listening to what I'm saying. And you're not reading your Quran. I've just read to you the months that you cannot kill.
We don't listen.
But there's a month.
Hold on.
This is the thing.
But in Ramadan, which you call a holy month, there's a lot. The killing increases.
But the Quran said we should kill in Ramadan. Does it say it's enough?
Well, the killing. No, the Quran clearly states here that you should kill the unbelievers. Surah 9:29. Well, I just want to quickly address you.
Hold on.
You're already in English. Just a minute. Since two of you talking at the same time.
We have something called tafsir.
Just a minute.
When you read the Quran,
you know. Let me just finish my point. The Quran clearly states that you should kill the unbeliever. In Surah 9, Surah 9:5, Surah 9:7-3. You can go throughout the Quran and it says you should kill the unbeliever. However, there's certain months which they call holy months which you cannot kill. Ramadan is not one of them. I don't know if I can get this through your brain. In the Quran it says, it gives us the 1, 2, 3, 4 months, 1, 2, 3, 4 months, which are holy. Ramadan is not a holy month.
Okay, fine, it's not a holy month.
So on months that are not holy, you can kill. That's why during Ramadan you find a lot of killing. Now let me move on to my other point because we're kind of going on this point.
I'm very sorry to ask you a question. Do you have all the verses of the Quran
I told him about the Quran.
Of course, I've got the Quran here.
You have all the.
I've got the Quran.
So from Baqarah to Nas, you know everything there.
Of course, I don't know everything in the Quran.
Yes,
No.
then you are using only one next thing to explain so many things. You see, when you are talking about the killing, and the Quran also says that when you kill one person, you kill the whole nation. And if you save one person, you save the whole nation. We have something called tafsir. When you read the Quran and give you the meaning, right, there is something under.
Because I address him.
There is something
if he's answering for you, I'll address him.
There is something under.
You seem to have invaded our conversation.
No, we are Muslims.
No, but what I'm saying is, I can address you, but then I'm going to say something that will contradict what he's trying to say.
No,
he's trying to come from a certain angle, and I respect. That's why I said you wait.
No. He's trying to.
promise you.
His point is to prove Ramadan is not a holy month. If he wants me to say it's not a holy month, it's fine.
So that's fine. So it's not a holy month. Okay. So it's not a holy month, and that's why we say that. That's why we call it Kirshi. Now let me go to my next point. Okay. It's not a holy month. There's a lot of killings that take place in the holy month. And
you are saying it. You are
saying it here. Okay.
No, I don't
Now, let me go to the next one.
I told you about the Khawarij.
Brother, let me go to the next one.
I told you about the Khawarij. I told you that they're Khawarij.
Brother, can I go to the next one? Okay, can you show me where all the killings are done by... Hold on. Let me see where all the killings are done by the Khawarij. Show me where that. Because I've given you proof. Give me the information. Show me where all the killings that take place during Ramadan are done by the Khawarij. And then I'll
when these verses were revealed,
now he's not going to show me. He's going to start stalling and he's not going to show me the information. Now what I'm saying to you is this.
Okay, what did you ask?
I've asked you, you said that all the killings that take place during Ramadan is done by a particular denomination of Islam or sect called the Khawarij. I want you to give me.
Whether they're Muslim.
I want you to give me.
And the scholars are in doubt whether they're Muslim.
I want you to give me. I want you to give me the information, or give me some type of source that shows that the only people doing this are the Khawarij. If not, don't worry about it. I'm not going to pressure you because I know you won't find it. A lot of the Muslims are not Khawarij. And there's facts and there's evidence and anyone can go and research that.
Yeah, but neither can you prove to me that they're Muslims. Neither can you prove to me that the people doing it are Muslims.
Well, I've just given you the, I've given you the Quran.
That's what I'm trying to say.
I've given you the Quran when it says you can kill. And I've also given you statistics. Now, it's up to you whether you accept them or not. You can do some research, go away, look at it, and come back to me another time. Now, I want to look at...
And why do we need to bring him sources? Who writes sources? Who are the people who write sources?
I want to give you about feasting. So feasting, okay? Now, what I understand from my Muslim friends is this. Is that they will say things like, well, do you know what? Ramadan is a time when, you're getting close to God, and it's time of being pious, and, no water, no food. A time when you're trying to live, live holy. I know a lot of Muslims, for example, they say they don't swear, they don't have sex and things like that. Okay. So now, what the problem that I have with that is this: is that let me just read you what some of your sources say. Okay. So, in terms of feasting, what you tend to find is that the statistics say, okay, give me the statistics. Let me read them to you because I know sometimes it might just sound like I'm just making this stuff up and I don't really want to sound like that. Okay, so look at the statistics in terms of feasting. The BBC reports this. In the Middle East generally, with the holy month of Ramadan starting, preparations are in full swing to make all necessary arrangements for the government, traders, and commercial establishments to provide all utilities, goods, and food that are required during Ramadan. Muslim countries, Arab nations in particular, generate huge quantities of food waste, which increase substantially during the month of Ramadan, and festivals whereby the consumption and wastage of food increases at an alarming level. Now, this is what Economist says as well. Okay, it says, as per conservative estimates, around 15 to 25% of all food purchased or prepared during Ramadan finds its way to the garbage bin before even being used or consumed. Let me just give you one more source, and I'm going to give you my point. Food business in the UAE is expected to see good times ahead with the local retailers. Anticipate a 10 to 15% rise in sales during the period of Ramadan and all the way through Eid. Studies have shown that consumer spending, particularly on food and beverages, tend to go up a few days before the start of Ramadan until Eid celebrations. So my point is this, and that's from the Gulf News. Now my point is this, is that all the statistics, all the information, all the evidence that we have shows that people eat more. It's meant to be a time when you're coming closer to Allah, but the gluttony rates are at the highest level. People come together, they feast, they eat, they fill up their bellies, and then what they're saying is that they end up eating way a lot more. They end up putting more weight. They end up the consumers end up eating so much to the point where they're saying that, hold on, this is supposed to be a time when you're holding back. But what? What are you holding back? Hold on. Let me finish my point. The point I'm making here is is that Islam is doing the exact opposite of what it's supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be this perfect system of helping people to come close to Allah by abstaining from their own pleasures and things for themselves. But yet they're becoming gluttonous and they're pursuing self-indulgence, and what I'm saying is that this perfect system is doing the exact opposite of what it's doing. Now this system is supposed to be given by Allah, but we know that Muslims, like for example those who are fasting, they are going to overeat. Yeah.
You can't judge Islam by the action of the Muslims. Feasting like that, exaggerating in feasting is not legislated. It's not in the Sharia. It's not in the Sharia. You know what I'm saying?
The point I'm making, my friend,
because the Prophet Muhammad used to feast very lightly.
The point I'm making, I want you to listen clearly to the point. Carefully to the point. The point I'm making, to relate to what you're just saying, is that this system. This Islamic system. Hold on.
So I'm moving
I'm responding to that what you just said.
I'm refuting it. I'm telling you exaggerating. Exaggerating in your eating is not.
Let me respond to that. So, my point is that you're saying do not blame Muslims on what they do because, don't blame Islam, blame the Muslims for what they do. And I understand your point.
Exactly.
Hold on, let me respond to that.
It's not a month where you...
My point is this perfect Islamic system of Ramadan, which is supposed to get people close to God, okay, through lack of indulgence, through piety and things like that, fasting, is doing the exact opposite. It's drawing them closer to their lust, which includes gluttony. They're eating more, and statistics show that every time after Ramadan, when the men gather together, when the women prepare feasts, they overindulge on their food. And it's not just me saying it. You look at the statistics, and if you ask any person, people are eating over and beyond. People are getting bigger during a month of Ramadan. So I'm saying the system does not work. The system does not work, therefore the system cannot be from God. Because if God institutes a system, it doesn't work, then it cannot be from God. That's my point. You're incorrect. Christians do fast. Christians do fast. Christians go without food and go without water. We fast. So that's an irrelevant point. What is the point you're making in reference to me saying that this so-called perfect Islamic institution by Allah to bring people closer to Him is not working. It's making people go even more self-indulgent and more focused on more pleasure for themselves. I want you to address that. Alright. My question is this for the last time, because I understand that it's quite hot. And I know you're fasting, yeah? Alright, so for the last time, the question is this. I'm saying Allah, according to the Quran, He will institute certain laws in the Quran, right? Or you may read them in the Hadith and so on and so forth. And the point of it is so that He can make you a better Muslim. Okay? And now Muslims
it's to bring you harm from you.
Brother, let me finish my point and then you go see it. And the point of it is that Muslims use the Quran, like for example the 5 pillars, when it comes to praying or whether it comes to fasting, whatever it may be. Right? The point is they use the Quran in order to bring them closer to Allah in one way or the other. Now Ramadan is a time when you relinquish self-indulgence, relinquish things that are supposed to take you seek one's own gratitude, and you're trying to stay away from that and come. That's why you don't fast. That's why you don't have sex, things like that. So I'm asking you, this perfect system that's supposed to bring you near to Allah is taking you in the other direction. So how can that system work? That's my question.
It is bringing you to Allah. It's not taking you away.
Brother, you're making an assertion, but I'm saying, give me the evidence that shows that feasting all night, getting fatter, bloating up, gluttony brings you closer to your holy God. Tell me how that happens. Think about that. Let me move on to my next point. So the next point is in terms of Allah's knowledge. Because think about this, we're in Ramadan, right? Now we know there's numerous countries, okay? Ramadan states that you should fast from sunrise to when do you fast from sunrise to when? To sundown.
No, it's before sunrise.
Before sunrise to
sunrise
when?
till sundown.
Okay. Now there's many nations all over the globe that don't have sunrise and sundown. Okay? We know that, it's a fact. Okay?
You told me to think about it.
Hold on, we'll come back to that.
I've got an answer to it.
And we'll come back to that in a minute. Yeah?
I've got an answer to it.
Yeah, we'll come back to that answer in a minute. Yeah? I just want to quickly touch on this point. Now, we have countries like Norway, countries like parts of Canada. We have Antarctic. We have numerous countries like certain countries that don't have sunrise or sunset. Okay? So, this perfect system of Ramadan, did Allah not know that these particular people, because let me show you how many people are living in this country, just really quickly. Because there are Muslims that live in these countries. So in Canada, you have 1,500,495 Muslims living there. Greenland, you have 1,000 Muslims. Iceland, you have 1,000 Muslims. Finland, you have 42,000 Muslims. Stop heckling. Norway, you have 144,000 Muslims. Russia, you have 16 million Muslims. Sweden, you have 451,000 Muslims. Okay? So my question to you is this, is that if fasting is from sunrise to sunset, and in these nations, before, okay, right? And we have no sunset or no sunrise in all of these nations. For this perfect system, how do these Muslims fast? Did Allah not know that certain nations will have
In Scandinavian countries, they're excused from fasting.
Well, let him respond.
In Scandinavian countries, they're excused from fasting because they can't. But what they do?
They're excused
No.
from fasting.
They're not excused
That
from
means it's
fasting.
not universal.
I'll tell you. Basically, because they can't see the time from before sunrise to sunset, they fast similar hours. So they count the hours that a person fasts in a country where they can't see it. They count those hours and they do the same. You understand?
Can I respond to yes?
That's what they do in Scandinavia.
But do you see why this system, this Ramadan system, is not universal? This is universal. Hold on. Let me respond to you.
They're doing the same thing.
Do you see?
They just
I respected you. Finish you. Listen. Okay.
They're doing the same thing. They're still fasting the same hours.
What he said. Let me respond. Don't cut me off. Just be calm. It's Ramadan. So. You say that, it's because certain other countries who don't have sunset and sunrise, okay, that they just kind of follow the times. One, I would like you to show me where in any of your hadiths, any of your sources, anywhere in the Quran that says that you must, this is an invention from Muslims. They say, if we don't have sunset sunrise, let's go to them nations, they will follow what Saudi Arabia is doing, for example, or they'll follow another country that does have that. But there's nowhere where Allah or Muhammad stipulates that you must follow this. That's number one. Do you understand that? And number two, the question is this: is that why is it that Allah, the most knowing, gives this revelation to humanity, not particular countries, to whole mankind? It's a universal commandment to do Ramadan. But yet there are certain nations that don't have sunset or sunrise, and therefore they cannot follow it. How is this from God? Now, if it was me and someone and my so-called God told me something that literally I couldn't do, what it will show me is that God cannot be all-knowing. But what does Allah claim? Allah claims that He's the all-knowing. How can He not know certain countries cannot carry out Ramadan? That's my question to you.
No, but He didn't say that. How do you know Allah wanted those countries to have sunrise and sunset? To have dawn till dusk. How do you know that Allah wanted those countries to have that?
I'm asking, brother, your Quran is for who? Is it for the UK? No. Is it for America? No. Is it for is it for Saudi Arabia? No, it's for all of mankind. The laws in the Quran, listen to this, the laws of the Quran is universal. It's for all mankind. So the question I'm asking is, why is it that he's instituted a law? Stop heckling, stop heckling, stop heckling. Muslim hecklers.
Let him speak. Have a discussion.
I'm asking a question. Why is it? Why is it, brother? I'm asking you a question according to the Quran. I'm not trying to fool you. I'm trying to ask you. Why is it that he's issued a law which you know that in Antarctic they cannot carry out? It's a simple question. If you don't know, we'll move on. Okay, but don't pretend you know. Okay, don't pretend you know.
I'm not going to pretend I know. Okay. But didn't Allah make them a way to fast? Didn't Allah give them a way to fast?
Show us where it says that.
No.
Show us where it says
that.
No,
but that's what I'm trying to say. They count the hours that people fast in countries where they can't see it.
But it does not say that in your hadiths. Show us where it says that, okay, if in this particular nation you don't have sunset, sunrise, you should go to the closer nation or to go to Saudi Arabia. It doesn't say that.
No, but
this is called innovation. You're inventing stuff.
I'm not inventing. No.
It's not just you.
Like you invented Christmas.
Now we're gonna hecklers. The hecklers, the Muslim hecklers. No, I'm speaking to him. No, when you finish, alright, you take your place. Okay, you finish. You take it. You come and stand here. You come and stand here. No. I'm only discussing with you.
We're all here for discussion. Listen, you want an answer or you
move on.
You want an answer? You want an answer? No, this guy.
Okay, so give me an answer.
He doesn't want an answer.
The whole of Islam is not taken directly. It's not taken directly from just the Quran and the Hadiths. There's explanation. There's scholars. There's students of knowledge. You understand? They explain things.
So give us that explanation.
You don't even take Hadith.
Give us that fatwa.
Even
give us the Hadith.
Give
us something. Give us something.
Not every Hadith.
Give it to us. Give it to us.
Not every Hadith is self-explained.
I'm asking. Can you give it to us?
No, I've told you. I just told you what they do. I just told you what they should do in the alternative.
You said fatwas.
I just told you what they do.
Okay, the question
if they can't see the sun down.
What? Brother, if you want to step here, then you can do that.
You said there's no fatwas.
Okay,
I bring you a fatwa.
Alright, so if you want to, do you want to come and stand here?
I said, you said there's no fatwas.
Right, so what I'm asking is,
I'll bring you a fatwa.
Bring out the fatwa, okay. But now let me ask you this. It says here, okay, that Allah and His Prophet Muhammad instituted these laws, okay. So I'm questioning Allah's knowledge if He doesn't even know all these nations actually don't have a sunset or sunrise. But anyway, let's move on.
Allah made those nations like that. Allah made those nations.
Right, but He doesn't. But He didn't. Did He? But He did not even.
And then the people worship Him by fasting the same hours.
Okay, brother, we just kind of going in circles.
Even if the time to break the fast was out of sunset, they're still fasting the same hours. Their fast is accepted. That's how it works. That's how Islam works.
Brother, what you've done an innovation. You've made something up.
Innovation, that's Islam.
You've made something up.
That's Islamic.
That Allah did not say, and Muhammad did not say. Okay. Now, what you have is you have scholars who disagree on this. You have Muslims who disagree on this, but what's your source? Your source is your source is the Quran, and your source is, you say that Hadith is the Sunnah of Muhammad. Exactly. So I'm saying to you, where is it that either Muhammad or Allah is making a statement?